Welcome back to Real Phonies, where we take a love for movies and television and combine it with very little knowledge about movies or television. I'm your host, Christian. Joined with me is Joseph, as always.
Hello.
And today, we have original Real Phony,
The
Mr.
return.
Ian, back.
Hey, what's up, guys? Good to be back.
Glad to have you back.
Thanks for inviting me
We're
back.
super happy you're here, buddy.
You're always invited.
Yep. You could just come back full time, but I realize you can't.
I miss bullshitting about movies, so
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to talking about, the next 3 months of shit coming out?
Yep. First, we're going to start off with some news. Ian, do you want to get back in the saddle?
oh, you
and
want me to do
your
it? I know
thing?
you-
Yeah, no,
okay.
it's your thing.
So yeah, there's a bunch of stuff actually for a week.
A lot of trailers.
A lot of trailers, a lot of news. The first thing is Game of Thrones comes back in April. They've confirmed that. And they released a trailer. It's like a teaser trailer.
It's nothing.
There's nothing in it.
Yeah, it's just, I haven't watched it, but you said you did. No new footage. See, I read that there was no new footage, and then I didn't watch it. I read about it.
It's like the map of Westeros, and there's ice coming from the north and fire coming from the south, and they meet in the middle. And it's nothing. You see one of the dragons.
How many episodes?
I think 6 or 7.
Six or seven, yeah.
See, that makes me think Cersei's got to get wiped out quick.
That's why- here's the
Cersei
thing.
has to go by episode 3.
I think people are going to get wiped out like per episode. So
100%.
That wouldn't be surprising.
Because that was how the last season of Sopranos was. I remember it was like real short, and like they just were like,
Knocking them down.
one after the other.
I think that was the biggest problem I kind of had with the last season is I wanted resolution to one of the storylines.
Yeah.
Like either the Iron Throne storyline and what's going on with the Lannisters or the White Walkers. And I figured it was going to be the Lannister stuff.
Yeah.
Because if you're gonna beat Cersei in like episode 3, I don't feel like that's enough credit for a person who's managed to stick around.
It's
as long as she-
anticlimactic.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But
I think that's going to be a mistake.
I think you're right.
I think because like they had an opportunity at the end there with Jamie where you could have done like a killed each other, brother sister, murder kind of thing.
I mean,
like, they could have done a lot of things with the mountain.
I'm still confident that Jamie is going to kill her.
100, but yeah, I think right there would have been a good opportunity to maybe take them both out at once.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I don't know what Jamie really can do.
I think Jamie survives the whole thing.
There's rumors Jamie could be the flaming guy. I don't think that's true. I think that's Jon Snow. You know what I mean? I don't think Jamie has a place at the end with one hand, So
I think he's back in the Kingsguard.
I could see him Kingsguard, or I could see him like ruling somewhere.
Yeah. Or what's the Lannister home? I don't.
Yeah, Casterly Rock.
Casterly Rock. He could be back at Casterly Rock.
Good pull.
I think there are a couple places actually for Jamie at the end of this. I for a long time was on Jamie kills Cersei, but I feel like he kind of, I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like he's in on the White Walker thing now, like Brotherhood without banners type thing.
Uh-huh.
I don't know though.
It reminds me of like in the Hobbit movies, the second movie, Desolation of Smaug, they don't kill the dragon, and the third movie starts off with them killing a dragon, and it ruins that whole dragon interaction. They should have ended it at the second movie, and it's kind of like this. If they kill her off early in this new season, well, why don't you just kill her at the end of the season?
I mean, that's super fair. I think that's a good
sure.
comparison. Look, I haven't liked this I haven't liked this show for several seasons now. I've made my opinions clear. I'm going to continue to hate watch it, but I'm really excited when it comes back around that we can like do weekly breakdowns where I just shit on it all the time.
Yeah, no, it's going to be fun.
I did read Ghost is going to be in it a lot, which I'm excited about.
I saw that too. Like, where the hell has he been for the last 2 seasons?
I don't know. I guess chilling.
Yeah.
Up north beyond the wall. I don't know. I think I'm excited.
Hanging off camera somewhere.
I'm ready for it to be over. I mean, it's been off so long, it doesn't even like...
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
I haven't watched that show in forever, Like, I don't even remember.
Are you guys planning on going back and rewatching it at all leading up to it?
It's such a daunting task.
It is.
I don't think
I just don't remember what happened last
the-
season.
That's my issue is I feel like I can't remember. But even just us sitting here talking about it, like you say something or you say something, and I'm like, oh yeah, and then it like brings it all back. I feel like I don't need to rewatch
Well,
it.
that's the thing.
Well, you know where I'll watch is like the best episode of last season was where they all went over the wall, like the 7 of them.
That's my least favorite episode.
Oh, so I love that episode.
It's the dumbest episode.
It's just the straight. It's their movie. If they were going to do a movie, that was it. You know what I mean? Because it's light on character, it's all action, but I liked it.
I'm one of those people that like logic is important, and there is no logic in that episode. I did like the character interactions. We just go too deep on this.
All right,
but
anyway,
Game of Thrones coming out in April.
We'll see. Next, there's some James Bond news. They're trying to rush this movie out. It's Bond 25, I think.
I believe that's correct.
And they want it out, I think, for the 50th anniversary, or I don't know. There's some anniversary. There's something special about it. They've had a bunch of directors drop out. They now have the guy who directed the first season of True Detective,
Kerry Fukin.
Oh, okay.
He is writing and directing it, and I guess he's got other Bond like in-house people working on the script with him, but it's his original idea with like them helping him. And one thing is Madeline Swan, who played Mr. White. He's the daughter of one of the ongoing villains in the Daniel Craig series.
I've not.
Her name's Leah Seydoux, and she's going to be in the next one. They're going to have her returning. And the last I heard is Remy Malek, who's Freddie Mercury in Bohemian, is trying to get cast as the villain, but scheduling issues may prevent that. But so they're looking at someone. I don't know, looking at exotic. I don't know. I love a cool Bond villains are my favorite.
I mean, look, I think Rami Malek would be a fine Bond villain.
Yeah, I think you pull it off.
He's very creepy, just naturally.
Mr. Robot.
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
I hate that show.
You hate a lot of shows.
I do. I have a special
He
hatred for
hates
that.
most things. I'm surprised he's on a movie or television podcast because he hates all of it.
I know. That's funny. But yeah, so we'll see. As we get more information, I think I'm excited because if anyone who hasn't seen the first season of True Detective, it's amazing. Mm-hmm. So he didn't write that; he directed it, but still, he's talented. I don't know what else he's done.
He also did Beast of the Southern Wild.
Yes,
which is
Netflix
Idris Elba.
Idris Elba.
Yeah.
It's depressing, but I mean it's good. So I'm looking forward to that too. That's a good.
Mr. White, that was the character in the first three that James keeps beating up the old guy.
Yeah,
every time.
he's in Casino Royale at the end, and then
Leah Seydoux' his daughter.
Yes,
Yeah.
see,
I remember.
someone listening to this is going to be like, I know what the fuck he was talking about.
I'm sure that happens all the time.
Next thing is Bumblebee, which comes out Christmas. We're going to be talking about it in a little bit. Got a bunch of good reviews. First Transformer movie to ever really get good reviews. It's 100 on Rotten Tomatoes right now. I read IGN, and they said the character design of the Transformers is awesome.
I mean, it looks really good
you
so
can
far.
tell who they are. They say Angela Bassett voices Shatterstar, the first female Transformer, and she's amazing. So I'm excited.
You guys hear Bumblebee will have a voice in this one as well.
Bumblebee will have a voice, and what I hear is it's definitely a prequel to Transformers, the original, but it like gets rid of all the other weird history shit. You know what I mean? So it keeps the good and gets rid of the bad. So maybe there's a chance this thing could like move forward.
I mean, look, it looks charming.
Yep, looks like a lot of fun.
All the trailers
Heartfelt.
we've seen look good. I'm super on board for this.
Yeah, like I didn't watch last night, or what was that? Was that the last one?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah,
no, the one
Transformers
with
something with the
Anthony
night.
Hopkins.
Yeah. So I mean, I haven't.
It is so bad.
I haven't watched Transformers since the Mark Wahlberg dinosaur one.
That's
it's
the one
been-
before last.
So
night.
it's
Age
been
of Extinction.
I mean, it's been like 4 or 5 years, but I'll watch this one. So I mean, they'll get me. Next is Godzilla trailer. Jones, you texted that out this morning. What do you think about it?
Did I text that out? I thought
I think I texted it out.
You
I think it was you. Yeah,
I
didn't
thought there
text
was a
it out.
J next to it. So what did you think about
His
it?
name is
Virgilia?
Joseph.
It looks dope as fuck.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. I was thinking about it as I was watching it because I was thinking about like the old, like the original Godzilla movies that I used to watch on like the Sci-Fi Channel when I was 8. That was super awesome to me then, which are unwatchable now, genuinely unwatchable. But somebody has taken these, beloved ideas and put some money and some like actual thought into it and turned them into. I mean, it looks like it's not going to be a smart movie by any stretch, but I mean, it's going to be a wonderful spectacle action movie, and I'm excited about it.
Is it Claire de Lune? Is that the song?
That is, yeah.
For some reason, it just fits this like insane monster mayhem, or like this dichotomy of this just the world destruction going on, and then like one of the best musical pieces ever written, like just calmly playing in the background behind it. It makes it creepy. The character design, the monster design is like awesome.
Yep.
Looks like there's a ton of action.
I did not like the original Godzilla, which is a sequel to. That came out a year after Pacific Rim. Pacific Rim is one of my favorite movies. I wanted Pacific Rim action, and it was like it treated like a monster movie. It was like very light and revealing Godzilla until the end. You know what I mean? This one, I want them to embrace like the action. I want more action monster than like horror.
I think you're going to have to just because you have so many, and I think in this case we'll get a bunch of like individual interactions, and then King Ghidorah is going to be which by the way we got a shot of Ghidorah in the trailer.
King looks amazing.
Awesome.
And this is building towards Godzilla Kong, which is already cast. Kyle MacLaren, Eleven's coming back, so a lot of this cast is going to be in Kong versus Godzilla, which is like coming out in 2 years. Like they're shooting it right now, I think.
Yeah, I think it started filming like 3 weeks ago. So they're banking on this one being a hit.
I think it will be.
It looks good.
I'm excited about it.
And I think Godzilla Kong will be a hit too.
Definitely.
I don't know that I liked this trailer more than I liked the first one we got out of Comic-Con. Because that one, I didn't know what to expect, and I was just so impressed when we got that first trailer for King of Monsters. But this trailer didn't do anything to dissuade me. Like, I'm still very excited for it.
I mean,
the Robin Wright chick that's not Robin Wright.
Yep.
Vera Farmiga?
Yes.
She looks creepy AF in that trailer. Like, she wants to kill everyone.
Look,
Thanos. She looks like Thanos.
Look, I feel like we've done the people are a virus thing to death. I think The Matrix owns that. I'm sure they weren't the first, but I feel like they're the best and the most memorable. And I feel like we can come up with better writing techniques to make these things happen, but fuck it. I don't give a shit about the writing in this movie.
You just want to
I just want to watch monster fights.
Do not be light on Atomic Breath. Atomic Breath is the coolest part about Godzilla.
Oh, man, that shot of him swimming in the water and his spines are all lit up.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, it's great.
It's going to be good. And then next we have start on the trailers. The first one was, is this a Netflix movie? It's James Gunn produced.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
It's going to come out in the movie theaters.
Yep.
Okay, so this is a feature. It's called
Brightburn, right?
Brightburn, and it looks like a Superman parody. It looks like an Elseworld story. That's how I would describe it. Like Superman Elseworld story where he goes bad and it turns into horror. So someone imagine like his upbringing, pretty much his powers
identical,
just turning bad. The trailer is really cool. I really dig it. What do you guys think?
Well, Christian, you had some very specific thoughts on the specific way they decided to depict the faux Superman origin story.
Yeah, so what I want this movie to be, I don't necessarily want it to be a comedy as much as it is. I just want it to be almost like a nail in the coffin on the current DC universe. Like, oh, you wanted to put half foot, half in, half out, like kind of dark adult superhero movies. Let's go all the way in and make one murder a bunch of people. The trailer, anyway, is a total ripoff of Man of Steel. Like, the text is the same.
Yep.
It's got, like, brassy, like, whole notes in the background, music-wise, ripping off that Hans Zimmer soundtrack. The sets look the same.
Elizabeth Banks is playing...
Who's in every James Gunn thing besides Guardians.
Yeah, she's playing Martha Stewart, and Pam's ex-boyfriend...
Martha Kent.
Yeah, Martha Stewart. And Pam's ex-boyfriend from The Office is Jonathan Kent.
Yeah, she could. She could play young Martha.
She would be a good Martha.
Yeah.
And then Pam's ex-boyfriend from The Office is Jonathan Kent.
Yeah. Well, whatever their names are, for sure.
Yeah.
It does seem, though, a little too beat for beat. Like,
Look,
oh, yeah.
I'm hoping there's more to say to this than just what if Superman was evil, because I don't think that's a particularly interesting premise. I mean, I guess it's a low-budget horror movie.
Yeah.
But the answer is everyone would die, because Superman could kill literally everyone on the planet.
That's what it looks like is going to happen.
So,
I also found it to be a really big disservice to all the people who made the movie, for the only specific person to be mentioned was James Gunn. Like,
that's also true.
No director, no producers.
That's true.
Just from the mind of James Gunn.
That must mean that no one on this project has
any talent?
Well, not any talent, but no one's ever heard of anyone else on this
for
project.
Sure.
Yeah, it's a bunch of
He's obviously the big name. Agreed.
Yeah.
It just felt really disrespectful to everybody else.
That's fair. I mean, what's the
Overlord?
Yeah, Overlord.
Yeah, JJ was on everything.
Yeah, everything was produced by J.J. Abrams.
The mind behind Star Wars, Episode 7.
So, I mean, it's not. It happens all the time.
Well, we'll see. I'm excited for it. I'll watch it.
Yeah, I want to see it.
Next is the Captain Marvel dropped a new trailer.
Yeah.
And I thought it was super fucking cool. I'm super stoked for this movie. Like, that end scene where she's in space and she's
blowing up ships.
Yep.
And she looks like something out of Dragon Ball Z and is just like...
She does look like she's out of Dragon Ball Z.
And she's just knocking ships out of the sky. Like, that looks like my kind of action. So now I'm really into... And from what I'm reading about it, she's going to play it like an arrogant... kind of like she knows how powerful she is. So I think that could be... I mean, this is their chance to make a Superman movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She could be Superman. You know what I mean? The similar powers. They've never had cool Superman action scenes, so, kind of want to see what they can do with, that level of power, you know? What do you guys think?
I feel like this trailer made it much more evident that Jude Law is a villain in this movie.
For sure.
Yep.
So we'd already suspected, because several other, they have, what's his face?
Oh, Lee Pace? Yeah.
Ronan
the Accuser.
Yeah. And, what's his other?
Korag.
You are killing it. Korath the Destroyer.
Yeah.
This is why we bring you back on. So, I mean, like, it was kind of odd that they were hanging out with people who are clearly bad guys later on. So, I mean, there's going to be...
Minerva was the other member who's a villain.
So, I mean, there's clearly some kind of, like, you know, mind-wiping, brainwashing kind of thing going on here.
It seems like they're using her as a weapon.
Yeah.
And it's like the Skulls are probably going to be bad at first. And then you're going to realize that the Krees are probably even worse.
I think we're going to end up with they're all bad.
Yeah.
We're going to end up in this movie.
Yeah, that's what I can't tell is I mean, she's obviously got some, like, Kree in her.
Mm-hmm. You see it, like, injected
Who do you think?
into her
Who's
bloodstream.
Annette Bening playing, you think?
I have no idea.
Like, that's a weird character. It seems like she was, like, some sort of, like, person who knew stuff, you know?
Gosh, there's a Kree, like, super intelligence, and I am drawing a blank on what it's called, but it's...
Probably playing that.
Yeah, they're going to humanize it, because it's like a weird, like, goop creature thing in the comics, so...
I think, I'm trying to think what else about that trailer running through my mind.
I like the, it's kind of like a minor thing, but the, like, Star-Lord, like, mask effect for her mohawk.
No, speaking of that, the mohawk in general is just a great design.
Yeah, I'm glad they're bringing it in.
You're going to sell so many fucking toys.
So many.
Yeah.
So many action figures. Like, every girl's going to want that. You know what I mean? Like, fuck Wonder Woman. Captain Marvel looks way cooler than Wonder Woman.
I mean, it's way more appropriate to wear to Halloween than Wonder Woman.
Yeah, I just mean, like, that mohawk looks dope, though.
Yeah.
Like, I really do like it. I think the character design they knocked out of the park. I didn't know that, like, she wore a mohawk in the comics.
Yeah.
So I hadn't seen that before. How do you think Sam Jackson's going to lose his eye? I'm thinking.
Well, I don't know about that.
I'm thinking that alien cat, maybe.
Yeah, the cat.
It could be.
Yeah,
I mean, it still seems like
would be a funny, like, after credit scene. Like, if they don't do it at all, make it an after credit scene.
I feel like it's got to be Mendo. But
yeah, I really like Sam Jackson in the trailer. I like this kind of like nothing's gone wrong yet for Nick Fury that we're kind of getting.
The CGI looks good. I like that Nick Fury, after sitting out Phase 3, I think completely, is now like going to be in 3. He's going to be co-starring in 3 straight movies. He's in Captain Marvel, Avengers, and then Spider-Man.
How much Endgame do you think he's going to be in? Because we saw him turn to dust at the end.
I think he'll come back because he's going to be in Spider-Man Far From Home, so I think he'll be in it. He may not be starring it, but he's going to be in the Captain Marvel and Far From Home a lot.
For
he's
sure.
a co-star in Far From Home.
I would just say I think he'll be in Endgame, but it'll be minimal.
Because you think you got to set him back up in S.H.I.E.L.D. Because from what S.H.I.E.L.D.'s going to be back up and running. So, I mean, as we're going to talk about.
Keep going.
Anything? What do you guys think about? So that's anything else about Captain Marvel?
Nope. Ready for it.
All right.
In like 3 months.
And now the big one that came out.
Well, do you want to do Spider-Man Far From Home?
Oh yeah. So Spider-Man Far From Home. They didn't release a trailer, but they did show it at Comic-Con in Brazil.
Yep.
And people have like talked about it. And apparently it takes place, of course, after Infinity War. Does not mention Infinity War, which we'll talk more about when we do the Infinity War trailer, but I think that's key. And it says that I guess Happy Hogan is hanging out with Mary and Peter, and Peter's going on a class trip to Italy with his family. I mean, with his classmates. And he decides to leave the Spider-Man suit at home. He's just trying to be a kid for a while. And when he's out there, I guess he goes to like Italy, London, and then he gets recruited by Sam Jackson, who apparently in the trailer shoots Ned with a tranq dart, which will probably be funny, and shows him like a bunch of S.H.I.E.L.D. related Spider-Man suits, which I'm excited for.
Yeah.
One is the noir suit.
Yep.
One is apparently the classic suit with like the webs under the wings. So I think like they're
one's the black too, like the not all black, but the black and red.
Oh really?
Yeah. So it's the same suit from Homecoming, but instead of blue and red, it'll be black and red,
which I'm all about.
Yeah.
I mean, they're definitely Iron Man-ing up Spider-Man.
As they should, because Spider-Man has been selling the most toys of anything since Spider-Man's existed.
Yep. So they're leaning in like an Iron Man, and then they go on a mission where in Venice, and this is what really excites me about the trailer. Apparently, it's Spider-Man fighting Hydro Man in Venice, and like all the water from the the rivers and the canals is rising, and then Mysterio comes in, who's played by Jake Gyllenhaal. He's apparently working for Sam Jackson in some capacity. And they fight against Hydro Man together. So there's a lot going on that's unexpected to me. That I thought Jake Gyllenhaal's the villain.
I mean,
he's going to end up being the villain.
I think he's definitely going to end up being the villain.
But I hear Vulture's in this movie already. You know what I mean? So you have Hydro Man. I mean, it looks like they're trying to build a Sinister Six, maybe.
Well, I feel like not necessarily we specifically, but we at large gave Sony a hard time for doing the same thing with their universe, but I feel like Marvel is much more capable of building like a good Sinister Six Spider-Man villain rogues gallery.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting that we're going to get at least 3 villains, if not
We've
even a couple more.
We've never seen Spider-Man outside of New York other than Civil War, that one
in
scene.
Germany even.
So, like, all his
an
movies have
airport.
always been there. I'm excited for that. I mean, the more
The
I watch...
Spider-Man noir suit.
Yeah, I just love Tom Holland.
Yeah.
He's by far the best Spider-Man the more I watch his movies. I mean, he just, especially in Infinity War, like, he knocks it out of the park in Infinity War. So, yeah, I think it's going to be cool. I want to see him interacting with Fury. Maria Hill's in this movie. So, I think like that interaction could be cool, a more militaristic, serious versus, him who's going to be having fun.
16-year-old goofball.
Mm-hmm. And, Italy's Venice is pretty, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of cool shots.
Yeah, for sure. I'm excited for it. I wish the footage got released.
So I'm sure it will eventually, but I think they're just waiting for Infinity War. They're trying to hold back as much as they can.
Yeah, I mean,
It's tough.
Look, I know we've talked about it at length. Disney ran into this problem last year with Solo. When you own everything and you have to promote everything, you start competing with yourself.
Yep.
And so you have 3 Marvel movies, one of which is female-led, one of which is going to cross $2 billion because it's your big team-up culmination film.
Yep.
And the other one, is a joint venture with Sony. And I don't know that Marvel actually really makes any money off those movies.
I don't know either.
That's why they're making all the suits, because they get money off the merchandising.
Yes.
You're probably right.
But I think they want to keep that relationship as long as they can. And so they're going to try to do Spider-Man. They're going to treat that property like they would any of the others.
I think Spider-Man's probably dead man walking in this universe anyway because of how popular Venom was.
For sure.
They're going to pull him back. I think it's
I agree with you.
So we'll see. And then so last trailer is the Avengers trailer got released.
Yep.
Teaser trailer doesn't show a lot. What did you guys think?
I loved it.
It reveals the name, which we
Stupid fucking name.
Yeah, we predicted on this podcast very early on, as many people did.
Yeah. I said it from the
You said it. You
beginning.
said it like the day we did the Avengers Infinity War one. But yeah, it's Avengers Endgame.
It was very clearly it was going to be that.
Yeah,
and all the secrecy behind it was stupid.
Yeah, I don't understand what they were hiding with that.
nothing.
There was nothing gained or lost by the reveal of the name.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
But it's fine.
Yeah,
You guys saw. I mean, it's in Age of Ultron too.
yeah,
And besides just Infinity War,
yeah. When he's talking to Thor and the Avengers,
he's like, "That's the end game," and he points up. But either way,
opens with Tony been drifting in space. Post Infinity War doesn't tell you how long. And
long enough to be out of food and water.
Yep, he's recording the pepper. It's got a dreary tone. You know, Infinity War's ending is pretty downer
For sure.
I think my favorite part of that trailer is Hawkeye showing up as Ronin. He's killed a bunch of Yakuza, it looked like, and you can definitely tell because the tagline from the narrator at the time is like, friends and family lost.
Yeah.
His whole family disappeared.
Almost certainly.
And now
And he's mad.
He looks mad as shit.
He's mad Hawkeye, who's now got a sword. That's like business. You know what I mean? He means business. I don't know. I think that's going to be
new
cool.
haircut.
I also loved Ant-Man at the end.
Yep.
Because it's such a dreary trailer.
Yes.
And then Ant-Man comes in at the end, and he's got his Ant-Man and Wasp humor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's like joking, and it's such a. It's gonna. Hopefully, Captain America lifts his spirits.
Well, I mean, also he's the ray of hope because as we assume, the quantum realm is going to be important, and what we have to imagine is going to be a time travel journey.
Yes.
I just can't believe that they're really gonna make the quantum realm like the MacGuffin to fix everything. Like, who's even seen Ant-Man and Wasp? You know what I mean?
Enough people, I think.
Yeah. What I really enjoy about
I think if they are going to do that, they're going to explain it enough in the movie.
For sure.
They
For
will.
people who haven't seen it, but carry on.
that time vortex line in Ant-Man and the Wasp was the only reason that movie exists.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, that is true.
Yes. What I really enjoyed about the trailer is, and you talked about both things, it's very bleak. And it needs to be, because we end on a very bleak moment in the end of Infinity War. However, it is still a Marvel movie. It is still a comic book movie. It's still a movie about superheroes. So having Ant-Man show up in the end and cracking jokes is exactly what you want to see.
Yep.
It just is the, like, hey, it's not all bad.
Right.
You're still getting what you paid for. It's going to be okay. And Paul Rudd is just so fantastic in that role. Like, I'm not a huge Ant-Man fan of either of those movies, or even of that character. But Paul Rudd as Scott Lang is fantastic.
Yeah.
Most affable man on the planet.
I watched Ant-Man and Wasp recently, and it's It's forgettable, but they're so fun. He's so funny.
He's good.
He's hilarious.
Yeah, he's the best part by far.
The whole like Ant-Man. I know you remember that guy.
It's great. Trying to think what else in that trailer.
Wait, Ronan, you're right. Ronan's great.
Ronan, you can't really get a sense of what their plan is.
Yeah, I don't feel like this is. I mean, this is obviously the first trailer. I don't think they reveal a lot. I suspect we'll get, I don't know, a bigger trailer around when Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
When's Captain Marvel come
March,
out?
I
March.
believe.
Maybe before then.
You see Super Bowl probably is when you get the big trailer.
Oh yeah, you're right.
You see Thanos. He's got the Infinity Gauntlet still. It's welded to his hand.
He still looks retired and
He's
doing the gladiator thing.
Yeah, his armors. He's not using his armor anymore, so it looks like he's like farming now.
Man, the like CGI in those shots. Even go back and watch Infinity War. Like it looks incredible.
Yeah. It's really well done. How do you think Tony gets out of this?
I think Gamora. You get one shot of her in the trailer. I feel like Gamora.
No, you need Nebula.
Nebula, yeah. I feel like Nebula is the secret to Tony getting out of there.
Could be Nebula. Could be Captain Marvel.
That's what I was saying.
Could be Captain Marvel.
I think Captain
yeah.
Marvel. I think Fury pays her, so maybe she picks up Tony on her way back.
Maybe,
to
that's
kind
true.
of what I thought.
Yeah.
The other thing,
maybe Nebula too, because it looks like Nebula might be on the ship.
she may be on that ship, or she may be on a different one.
Yeah,
he
yeah,
may be
true.
on whatever.
He's on the
Guardians of-
Milano,
Yeah,
or that's what they make it look
at
like.
the end of
Yeah.
Infinity War, they're stranded together,
Yeah.
so they're together.
But I think both the one Nebula came on and the Milano are both there. So
Yeah, that's true.
There was a meme going around that was like, who you thought was going to save Infinity War, and it's Captain Marvel, and it's the shot of her blowing up all the ships, and he's like, who's actually going to save Infinity War? And it's Scott.
It's
Like,
the CCTV of Sky. Yeah, that's good.
So, any other predictions on Infinity War? How it's going to go? Time travel, obviously.
Yeah,
Almost certainly.
I think we're very, very deep into the time travel. Like you're talking about Far From Home.
Yeah.
By the end of this movie, the snap will not have happened.
Yep, that's what I think. I think whatever they do, it's going to be like it never happened, and it's going to be only
you should
like
say your other theory.
yeah. And I think only like maybe like the original Avengers or even just Captain America and Iron Man are going to remember it, and maybe after all this, Captain America never gets back to the future, and he's just not remembered other thing getting lost in the past. You know, and only Iron Man could be the one remembering everything. You're going to have one person who's going to remember everything.
I have a theory.
Yeah.
Now that you say
and I think Iron Man's the one that probably drives him out of the game, you know?
I think Iron Man is the person who remembers.
Yeah.
And I don't necessarily think that Steve dies, but I don't think Steve goes down with the Tesseract. I think he makes it back to New York.
And he ends up with Peggy.
He ends up with Peggy. I think him and Peggy finally get that dance.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good call.
That would be a nice send-off.
Yep.
And he never has to go through all the horrors of being Captain America.
Yep. And Tony's the only person that knows.
Yep.
And then what this, and I think the next movie is New Avengers.
Yeah.
And what they need to lean into is Black Panther's your Captain America and Doctor Strange is your Iron Man. And you start developing a rapport with those two. You know what I mean? And I think that's, you branch everything else off that. Captain Marvel's your Black Widow. Like, those are your three.
Oh, I would say she's like your Hulk. I mean, she's your powerhouse.
Yeah. But she's also your girl and that, you know what I mean? But yeah, but like, I think that's where they need to really... Doctor Strange and Black Panther are the two I think that can be... Carry on that mantra,
To your point, I think Doctor Strange came out of Infinity War more popular than he did going into it.
Agreed, yeah.
And he's such like Tony Stark. You know what I mean? Like
for sure.
He's definitely the same character.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the next Avengers is New Avengers. Mm-hmm. And then you get definitely those three. I don't know who else could be on the team.
Bucky's going to be on there.
Bucky will be the new Captain America, maybe. And I think
Spider-Man
will
be on the team.
Maybe, depending on what the Sony thing.
I think they could bring Daredevil in, maybe. Not Charlie Cox Daredevil, but just bring in Daredevil. You know what I mean?
We probably should say that. I mean, did we say that last week, that they're all gone?
Yeah, we talked about that. Yeah, but also to that point, if we're going to have a universe-altering event, which we likely will, this would be also a good opportunity to bring in the whole concept of mutants and the X-Men since they own the characters.
I think that's true.
So
I think when you get to the end of
Infinity War,
Endgame, it'll be like House of M. Like House of M got rid of the mutants, but also at the end of you end up bringing them back, and it's this event.
It's interesting that because they're calling it the Decimation.
Which is
what House of M was referred to when everyone
what
lost
Scarlet
their
Witch does.
powers. It was called the Decimation. So in the MCU, they're calling Thanos to snap the Decimation, but in the comics, it's Scarlet Witch wiping everyone's powers.
No more mutants.
So that's very possible. But I would love to see X-Men come in. It's going to be a greatest hits of the MCU, as far as the next Avengers Endgame. I want to see how much Rocket's going to be in it, because he's not in the trailer
He's not in the trailer at all.
Because I don't know how he fits in, you know what I mean? Because he's so comedy. You know what I mean? And it's going to be a downer movie. They're going to need him, but
I think they built that rapport between him and Thor intentionally in Infinity War, so that without Groot and without the other Guardians, Rocket at least has that.
That's true.
I don't know. I think once we get going on once they find what the solution is, then it's a fun adventure to hop through time, hop through dimensions, whatever they're going to do.
Who's alive besides the original Avengers?
Nebula,
Rocket, and Okoye, right?
yes,
And that's it?
yeah. I mean, unless
And
you count
Ant-Man.
like War Machine and
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
War Machine, too.
Scott.
We'll see.
Yep.
All right, well, that's it, guys.
Yep, I think that's all our news for this week. Check in with us a little later this week. We're going to be doing a winter movie preview. We're going to go through the remainder of December through February and tell you what movies are going to be coming out that are interesting, that are worth time, worth your money. So check in a little later this week. If you want to reach us, please reach us at better than Transformers at gmail.com. You can also follow us on Twitter and Facebook at Real Phonies. Thanks to Zach Evans for art and Brian Velasquez for our theme, and we'll see you guys a little later this week.
Later.
Welcome back to Real Phonies. Too loud?
Yes,
Okay, I'll sit
but
back.
I do like your enthusiasm.
All right. Now I'm off.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It'll come out fine. It just
like Joseph
alarmed
all of
me.
a sudden.